Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome around the globe to Kangen Water Radio, featuring the Kangen Water Health and Information International Call, where we consider, clarify, and often correct the conventional wisdom around Kangen water technology, the different machines, the science behind water types, benefits, the testing process, the maintenance and cleaning of the machines, and much, much more. We'll also explore a plethora of other topics as we teach, promote, and discuss the three-pronged approach to health and wellness, hydration, detoxification, and complete macro and micro nutrition. I'm family physician Dr. Lisa Battle Singletary, your virtual keto coach, and I will be joined by my co-host and fearless leader, Mr. Terrence Hope, Enagic 6A distributor extraordinaire, and together we bring you the best of both worlds. This is call number 422. Amazing. And we're talking today about the true cost of food. So there's been a lot of nutrition information out based on an article that came out of Michigan. And we've talked about this from time to time on the call. On call number 231, we talked about food choices for the planet. And really, that was the first time I took a deep dive into not only what the effect of food is on us, but what the effect of food is on the environment. And so there's a new article out that I'm going to dig into today. I don't know if you've seen the news. There's been a lot of news about world events, that have overshadowed this particular article release, but some places have picked it up in the health and wellness arena. And I'm going to leave I'm going to hold the punchline for just a sec. But I also want to, we didn't discuss this before the call, but I want to find out if our fearless leader wants to start off today or, hang back. So
go ahead, Dr. Singletary. You have the floor and doing such a wonderful job, of course.
Okie dokie. Thank you, sir. All right. So, you think about what is the cost of food, and that's just not dollar and cents cost, right? It costs our bodies in terms of possible diseases, aging, inflammation. You keep going down a list. Or is there a benefit to the foods that we eat? There's certain foods that will decrease our age index or our biological age. So there was a study done, I think it was at the University of Michigan, I think, and it's talking about this traffic light gauge that they're developing to determine which foods are good. They're in the green light, and those are foods that are good for both your body and the environment. Which foods are bad, those are in the red light, and those are really bad for either your body or the environment. And then there's the yellow. And of course, most foods fall in the yellow. So there are individual variations that determinations that will weigh into, is this food beneficial for me or not? But the tagline that you might have heard if you did catch any of the news outlets that are talking about this, let me see if I can share my screen, is that eating a hot dog will take 36 minutes, I think, off of your life. So just and how they determine, I was like, okay, I got to find out more about actually how they came up with this, where are they going with it. And I think it's a good good little study for us. So here's the article. Yeah, I couldn't, it was hard to find the original article in a form that I could show. And for this one in particular, it doesn't let me download it, so I can't really highlight it the way I would like to, but I think it's important enough information for me to share it with you. So don't worry about the fact that the writing is so small. I will guide you through this. So I'm going to skip the abstract for right now. So here's the setup. Dietary choices, human health, and environment sustainability are inextricably linked through food production and consumption. Overconsumption of food detrimental to health and overconsumption of food beneficial for health are leading causes of health burden in the United States. And I always, when I read articles like this, when I hear statistics like this, I always go back to the three-pronged approach. It is so simple, but it is so impactful: hydration, detoxification, and nutrition. And a friend of mine was at a conference last week, and they went to a restaurant to get some salads or whatever they got. And someone at another table took interest in their conversation, or was like, "What are you talking about? What did you do there? What did?" And he showed him one of the nutrients that he was taking, and the person spent like, good couple of minutes looking at the ingredients, and they were like, "Oh no, it's got that." Like, pick one little word out of the whole thing. It's like, I can't take that. And he looked at his plate, and the guy had a burger, fries, like all a carbonated beverage. It was like, did you ask for the ingredients of that burger? Did you ask the chef like the ingredients and the grease that the fries were cooked in? It's like a perspective that we have about the impact of food. I think we really don't understand what our food choices are doing for us, but also for the planet. So let's see. So they're talking about a lot of different, there are a lot of different little catchphrases in here. For instance, disability adjusted life years. So we've talked about health span. We want to extend not just our lifespan, but our health span. And so this is one measure of health span, disability adjusted life years. And the overconsumption of detrimental food is responsible for more than 10 million disability adjusted life years due to chronic diseases. And this was in 2016. Now, how did they come up with that? We're going to get into a little bit of that in the article. Dietary choices also influence food production. And that's the other part of this equation that like I said, I really didn't think about until call number 231, when I got into a little bit of this study. But food production has multifaceted environmental impacts, such as greenhouse gas emissions, pollution from fertilizers or toxins that we actually put into the land, agriculture-related air pollution. So although all food systems induce environmental impacts, the magnitude of these impacts differs substantially between commodities. So they're going to look at all this. All right, so I'm going to skip a lot of this, but let's go to results. So using a comparative risk assessment and nutritional epidemiology evidence, they quantified for US adults the health burden of 15 associated with 15 dietary risks. They call those DRFs, dietary risk factors. And that they measured that, or they expressed that in the DALYs, which was the the disability adjusted life years. So they're basically figuring out how much time is either added or subtracted to your life per serving of these foods. So the first chart that they showed was chicken wings, and they showed nutritional evaluation. And this was funny. The chicken wing serving size was 85 grams. Now, I don't know anybody that starts on some chicken wings and just eats 85 grams. But we talk, and it's good, right? It's good to get in the habit of controlling the amount of food that we eat. So a good protein amount is about the size of your palm and as high as a deck of cards, right? So the left side is the nutritional impact, and the right side is the environmental impact. And this is, it's all so interesting. So the nutritional impact, they use the Health Nutritional Index, and you can look up the HENI, the HENI, or the Health Nutritional Index, and they looked at the composition of the food. They looked at risk factors. They looked at risk factors for different diseases, colorectal cancer, heart disease, cardiovascular disease, other diseases, and they come up with a score. And for chicken wings, they came up with a score, for example, of 3.3 minutes lost per serving. And for the environmental impact, they look at the whole entire life cycle of the chicken wings, from the farm to the processing and to eliminating or the waste products. And they look, this is real small print, but they look at global warming, land occupation, fossil energy use, mineral resource use, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to read all those, but they look at how far do the trucks have to drive from the farm to the processing plant or to the store. They really dug in deep. And what I want to show you is a little bit more about the HENI, the Health Nutritional Index. So the Health Nutritional Index is the health burden attributable to a given food or mixed dish. And they combined multiple ways of looking at this, and they distilled it all down to how many minutes the food, one serving of the food would add or subtract from your life. And they looked at 5,000 different foods, and they broke them into categories. And this is a chart. Of course, I like charts with color, but this chart shows beneficial components in these different foods, omega-6 or seafood, omega-3, sorry, seafood, calcium, nuts and seeds. They broke out fibers, polyunsaturated fatty acids, whole grains, legumes, fruits, vegetables, milk, and they looked at detrimental components as far as the burden on health. So these contributed to health burden. SSBs, sugar sweetened beverages. Ding, 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 ding. Red meat, processed meat, trans fatty acids, and sodium. Okay. And then I like this chart. They took just selected foods, and this was the headline, right? So they looked at food composition. Okay, what's in the food? And they have this little guide down here. And you see this first bar on this chart is for beef hot dogs on a bun. And this large reddish area reflects processed meat. And we know processed meat are on the bad food list. But also it looks at the composition of vegetable. So chicken wings, vegetable pizza, apple pie, refried beans, baked salmon, and salted peanuts. So just looking at what's in there, but I think they chose the colors with some, some overlay of the impact. This chart shows the health burden in minutes per life per serving. And the headline was that for a beef hot dog on a bun, for every hot dog that you eat, you lose 36 minutes of your life. Chicken wings, we said 3.3 minutes, right? Vegetable pizza, right on the line. Apple pie, right on the line. But what's adding life to you? Rice with beans, baked salmon, and salted peanuts. Now, we know that peanuts are on the bad food list for other reasons. So would apple pie be for the gluten, but you get yourself a gluten-free crust on that apple pie, then you're definitely going to be in the good range. So they looked at a lot of combinations, so the antioxidants if you get really healthy apples, right, that's going to, if you get apples that are grown in soil that doesn't have complete nutrition, you're not going to get as many extra minutes to your life. So this is definitely not endorsement to go to drive through McDonald's and get an apple pie. They're talking about a baked apple pie, not a fried one. And they're looking at high quality nutrients going into these foods. Okay. So that was like the nutritional impact, but they also looked at the environmental impact. They used something called Impact World Plus life cycle assessment. And I showed you some of those parameters in there. So when they put it all together, they classify the foods into the green zone, which contains foods that are both nutritionally beneficial and have a low environmental impact. So they call these foods the win-win foods. And they are foods, the foods in this category are nuts, fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, and some seafood. We want gluten-free grains and some seafood. The nutritional performances of these primarily plant-based foods vary noticeably. It is not, every carrot is not the same in nutritional value. And why is that? Because the soil varies noticeably. So we always have to keep the source in mind. The red zone foods that have either considerable negative nutritional or high environmental impact. And we went through some of those. Beef, processed meats, pork and lamb, known to be associated with considerable greenhouse gas emission, cheese-based foods, and some salmon dishes. And when they look at the environmental impact, they're looking not just at the greenhouse gases and at the pollution, but they're also looking at water and how sustainable the water requirement is for that crop or that livestock. So they categorize the foods. The foods, of course, above the line, you gain healthy years. The foods below the line, you lose minutes on your life. And we've already got an idea here, the main categories that they use. So I love this one statement that they made, and that was generalized recommendations can be misleading. And let me see if I can get to the. So there are two bottom lines to this article. Number one, small dietary changes can lead to big benefits. They said if you just change 10% of a category, so for instance, you eat 10% less, well, we don't want you eating any processed meats, but 10% less red meat will give a dramatic increase in benefit to you health-wise and to the planet. So not saying you have to eliminate red meat from your diet, but just small increments of nice food swaps will have a huge impact, both on the water consumption that was required, on your health outcomes, etc. So that was one big takeaway from all of their efforts. I'll say there are three. Two, I do think it's helpful to have a clear idea of what are the green foods, the foods in the green, on the stoplight that you want to incorporate more in your life, and the red foods that you really want to stay away from. But like I said, you don't have to stay away from them 100%. Decreasing that amount, even by just 10%, will give you a huge benefit. I think that there's a good benefit to the system because it's easy to teach. It's easy to have a label on a food or a recipe is like, this is a green food, or maybe someone will have a green food cookbook, or, just, it's easy to make a list of like I said, of the extremes of the greens and the reds. The yellows, that's where it gets a little more complex. But, we got a brain, and how certain of these foods affect you, that might not affect someone else the same way. So you take the information, you put it in, and you make a plan, you come out the other end, improving your health span. This is what you have to watch out for, though, because one of the things that they are thinking about doing, or that they have said could come out of all of this research, which means they're thinking about doing it, is that an app could be created, or some other tools like that could be created that, of course, they'll be able to sell to help people individualize and personalize their meal planning. So according to the traffic light system, but follow the dollars. So what I would say is take this information and use it, especially on the foods to avoid and the foods that you absolutely want to incorporate, and make small changes and continuous small changes for as we over time want to get closer and closer and closer to optimal health. All righty. So that was my big news today. And I actually
Wonderful.
think it's like National Nutrition Week or something like that. Um, I think I looked that up. I mean, I did look it up, but I I found it somewhere, and I haven't been able to corroborate that. But it is
Yes,
Labor Day weekend, so congratulations to everybody for Labor Day weekend.
in the USA.
And I was going to say that, Mr. Hope, but go ahead with your bad self. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the call our fearless leader, Mr. Terrence Hope, the magic 6A extraordinaire. Mr. Hope, the call is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Singletary. And thank you all for joining us today here on the Kangen Water Health and Information Call. We're glad to have you all aboard with us to learn information about Kangen water, to understand what Kangen water is, how it works within the body, and how to use it properly. Um, so we're going to provide that information for you so that you have the best of both worlds, understanding what you need to understand from a medical perspective, as I'll share in a moment about Dr. Lisa Singletary, and as well, understanding what you need to understand and how health and nutrition is that medical perspective about the core of your actual health and that thing that is beneficial. Dr. Lisa Singletary, we're so glad to have you here on the call. We're so glad that you are here with us on a weekly basis to share information. For those who are new on the call, Dr. Lisa Singletary was just speaking. She is a board certified physician, a medical doctor, an MD, who is now retired and is now lending her time to health, nutrition, hydration, and detoxification, the cores of our eating patterns, the cores of our nutrition health, the cores of those things that we need for better health, and allowing us to see it as well from the medical perspective. One might say nutrition perspective to health and nutrition is alternative medicine, but I will say it very differently. Nutrition, detoxification, and hydration to your health benefits is medical approach, and it is the core of our needs, of how our body keeps itself healthy, and the things we need to know to maintain those things that have maybe in some ways been taken away from us in understanding, but now restored to us as we look on a regular basis to educate you on the proper ways to maintain your health. Yeah. So welcome again here to the Kangen Water Health and Information Call. My name is Terrence Hope. I'm a 6A distributor with the Kangen Water Company, known as eNagic. And I'm going to begin at the beginning, sharing information with you about what Kangen water is, how it works within the body, and how to use it properly. Yes? So we begin at the beginning. Kangen water machines. Change your water, change your life. That is the motto of our company, known as eNagic, the Kangen Water Company. We promote the Kangen water machines, and it is a kind of water that has an antioxidant effect. So when you drink this water, your body can actually remove toxicity and become healthier. Yes? So Kangen water machines, change your water, change your life. There we go. And so what is Kangen water? Yes? Kangen water, by definition, is an electrolyzed reduced water, an electrolyzed reduced water. When you want to understand what Kangen water is and what its health benefits are, you want to research the term electrolyzed reduced water, because that will explain what Kangen water actually is. Many people have called Kangen water, what do they call it? Alkaline water, yes? And it has been touted that Kangen water is an alkaline water. An alkaline water, they say, is important, they tell you, and I will tell you something different. So what have you heard? Kangen water is alkaline water, drink alkaline water, eat alkaline foods. Guess what? Your body is alkaline, they will say. And in order to stay alkaline, you have to drink alkaline, eat alkaline foods. Well, it's actually not quite accurate. And I'll explain later on that the body is not alkaline. The body has alkaline organs and the body has acidic organs. Yes? And all these organs need nutrition that come in the form of acidic foods like oranges and pineapples, for example, tomatoes, and alkaline foods like green vegetables and apples and so forth. Yeah. So the body is not entirely alkaline. The body is a balance of different pH ranges and a series of very complex systems. Yes. So what are we doing with Kangen water? We're detoxing the body. So the body being detoxed can maintain its own pH internally on its own and stay healthy. So Kangen water by definition is an electrolyzed reduced water. You look up this term, electrolyzed reduced water, when you want to understand what Kangen water is. And then you will see 13,000, 14,000 research reviews, clinical trials on electrolyzed reduced water and its benefit to health. And they regard that to specific health issues and subject matter so you can understand exactly what's happening and its benefits for your particular health needs. So electrolyzed reduced water is what Kangen water is. It is made in a process known as electrolysis. Electrolysis is a process where water comes in direct contact with electricity. You see? So electrolyzed reduced water, highlighted in yellow, electrolysis, electricity, and I highlight those in yellow so you can see there's a relationship between electricity and electrolyzed reduced water that we call Kangen water. Yes? So we continue. This is one of the Kangen water machines. It is probably the most well-known as has been our flagship unit for the past 17, 18 years now. And our machines produce 7 different levels of water. We have our Kangen waters ranging from 8.5 to 9.0 and 9.5. And I'll explain those pH ranges and what they actually mean in a moment. We have our neutral pH water that is known on our machine as clean water. All the water is clean in our machines. This is a reference or the best translation the Japanese had for neutral pH water. They call it clean water. We have an acidic water known as a beauty water, and the beauty water is meant for your hair and for your skin. We have a strong acid water and a strong alkaline water that is used for sterilizing surfaces and cleaning and detoxifying foods. And I'll explain more of that a little later. There are various mechanisms on our machines. And I'll just share one of our little video clips here. Kangen water 9.0, Kangen water 8.5, Kangen water 9.5. Those are particular settings in our machine that provide the different functions and features that the machine produces for our benefits, and our health benefits. Let's see here, there we are. And back we go, our sharing, and here we are. So when we look at our machines, we can see these different settings. On the Kangen 8 machine, which I'll show you shortly, it has a different lineup or different face on the machine, but the same exact features. So
Kangen water 9.0.
These are different pH levels that reference the volume of antioxidant ions and molecules within our water system. When you drink Kangen water, you are in fact detoxing the body. On our machines, these different settings, pH 8.5, 9.0, 9.5, are simply measuring tools of the overall volume of antioxidant ions within the Kangen water at a time. So we measure them based upon a molecule called hydroxide ions. Those are alkaline molecules, and they have a 1-to-1 ratio with the overall volume of antioxidant ions in the water at a time. It is the only reason why we reference alkalinity when it comes to our Kangen water machines, because for our electrically produced electrolyzed reduced water, it is a measurement of the antioxidant benefit. That does not mean that every time you come across an alkaline water that it's doing the same thing. I'll share later what that means, because there are different types of alkaline waters. Ours is electrically produced through electricity. Others are produced through mineral additives. Mineral additives does not make your water antioxidant. Electrically processed water makes your water antioxidant. And that's what our Kangen water machines are. So when I say 8.5 pH, that means we have a smaller volume of antioxidant ions in the water at a time. When I say 9.5 pH, that means we have a higher volume of antioxidant ions in the water. If I say Kangen water 9.0, it means we have a mid-range of antioxidant ions in the water. And that's important because when you first start to drink Kangen water, we don't want to overwhelm your colon with a detoxification that is so strong and so high in volume that it can't handle it properly. So we make sure you have an 8.5 pH Kangen water so that you have a milder detoxification, because the 8.5 is a lower level range or a milder detoxification on the Kangen water machines. 9.0 is mid-range and 9.5 is the highest. And I see someone raising their hand. I'm gonna take your question in just one moment and just go over a couple of other details and then bring you into the call for your questions. Thank you for raising your hand. And anyone who has a question, go ahead and raise your hand at any time and let us know that when we get to our Q&A session that you have a question, and we're gonna answer that thoroughly. So thank you for asking your question. The water machines have our neutral pH water, known as clean water. It has beauty water, designed for your hair and for your skin. And once again, we have the strong acid water, which is used for sterilizing surfaces. Yeah. So those are some of the features. This is the Kangen 8 machine. It is our 8-plate electrolyzer. It has 8 plates on the electrical circuit. And the more plates you have on the circuit, the stronger the antioxidant effect. This machine hosts an international universal power supply system. This machine will allow you to travel to any country in the world with it, plug it into any electrical socket in the world, and it will work without the need of a power converter. A nice feature to have, a good benefit, yes? This machine here is the SD501, the flagship unit of our company for the past 17 years or so, 17 years, and it has 7 plates on the electrical circuit. 7 plates on this machine in the electrical circuit means you have a surface area where the antioxidant ions are building upon. So when you drink it, you have a strong antioxidant effect. I mentioned the Kangen 8 has 8 plates on the electrical circuit. That's more surface area, but it's a 1-plate difference between the two. Yes, this one is stronger, but it's some of the other special features like the universal power supply that make it indeed very beneficial for certain purposes. Either of these two machines, the SD501 or the Kangen 8, will give you all the health benefits you need for your body's benefits, yeah? This is the Platinum SD501, decorative to some. They like the metallic surface. It is the same interior as the original SD501. So these are a few of our Kangen water machines to know. The Kangen 8, the SD501, and the Platinum SD501. So once again, Kangen water, what is it? An electrolyzed, reduced water produced in a process of electrolysis where electricity and water come in direct contact. There are many studies you can look up on electrolyzed reduced water to fully understand the health benefits that you will receive when drinking this kind of water. What is happening in our machines? Electricity is hitting water at the molecular level and causing a restructuring of the water molecule, producing antioxidant ions. So here is an example of lightning striking a body of water. And I understand that last night or a couple nights ago, lightning struck the World Trade Center 1, the new structure in Lower Manhattan at its very peak, which was fascinating to witness, as there are videos to see that. So now electricity hits a body of water. Here's our example of H2O, a water molecule. And now, kapow, we're going to hit that with electricity. What happens when we hit water with electricity? You get a division of the water molecule, breaking it down to its elements. So here's H2O, broken down to 2 of its elements, yes? And we are looking for one particular element known as the OH molecule, which is, once again, an alkaline molecule. It lets us know the overall volume of antioxidant ions within the water at a time. So that the water can be detoxing, and we're aware of what that strength is. Yeah. So this overall diagram shows you H2O being hit by electricity, breaking down into its elements, yielding this OH molecule, OH negative molecule. And you see here a diagram of what the water might look like with this OH molecule present. Imagine that there are other antioxidant ions in the water at a time that produce the detox effect that you receive when you drink Kangen water, the electrolyzed reduced water. Here's a diagram of electrolysis showing you what it might look like inside the machine as these antioxidant ions are being produced when electricity is hitting water. And here are other references that you can research on your own to understand the various antioxidant ions available within the Kangen water electrolyzed water systems. This publication came from something known as Science Direct. There was an article in it known as Trends in Food Science and Technology, and that was published on February 2012, several years ago, but with very highly beneficial information. Please look that up. Science Direct, Trends in Food Sciences and Technology, the antioxidant ions within electrolyzed reduced water. We have a meter that we use that measures the negative or positive charge of a liquid substance. Here in this diagram, you can see that we have an oxidative reduction potential meter. And on that meter, there are negative numbers, negative 400, negative 300, negative 200. And there are positive numbers, negative 200, negative 300, positive 400, 200, 300, and 400 positive. So the stronger the, or larger the negative number on our meter, the stronger the antioxidant effect of the liquid substance. Here we have a very high 400 number negative on our meter, and that's where Kangen water sits. Green tea is in that range. Vitamin C is measured in that range as well. On the other side of the spectrum, you see things that are not antioxidant, that actually can cause your body to host more toxins and cause more toxicity. On the high range of that, you see soda, carbonated beverages like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Sprite. Those things that are advertised to us as fun drinks are actually very toxic on the system. So things to be aware of. You're looking for an antioxidant effect in our liquid substance. Your body is mostly water. The kind of water you have in your body will determine the benefit or the health that your body will have. Our Kangen water is an antioxidant water. Now, all throughout your body, the water that makes up your bloodstream and all those things that support your cells and organs is antioxidant. You have a benefit now of something that can expel toxicity, reduce lactic acid buildup, very beneficial for athletes, and allow your body to stay healthier with a lighter, lower toxic load at a time. Think of your body as a fish tank. Some people have had aquariums. They kept fish as pets. And in those fish tanks, it is imperative that you keep it filtered, you clean it so that the toxic level doesn't build up so high that fish cannot function within that controlled environment. In the same way, your body is a controlled environment that needs to stay detoxed so you stay healthy. Yeah. Beware of all of these junk foods. They cause toxicity in the body. The fried foods, the junk foods, the carbonated beverages. Many of them have serious issues on the body. Be cautious of them. We already know they're not good for us because we know that they are junk foods, yeah? But we have to have the willpower to move away from them so we can indeed stay healthier. Carbonated beverages are dangerous, yeah? So just a quick diagram before we close out on our section and take your question. To remember that the body is not entirely alkaline. The body has acidic chambers and alkaline chambers, and all of them are imperative to keep you healthy. Look over here, it says gastric secretions. There's a pH range that goes from 0 to 14. 7 is neutral. Below 7 on that scale is acidity. Above 7 on that scale is alkalinity, what they call basic. So the stomach is acidic. The stomach secretions are in the acidic range, 1.0 to 3.5, very acidic. Also, the small intestines can range from 4.0 to 7.0, very acidic, yes? Important as well, the lower stomach, 1.5 to 4.0. The large intestines in the acidic range below a 7 at 4.0 to 7.0. Very important to understand that there are healthy acidic chambers within your body that must maintain acidity. On the other side of the spectrum, there are alkaline organs like the heart, the bloodstream, that must be in the alkaline range, yeah? So what do we learn here? Your body is not alkaline, yeah? Your body is acidic and alkaline to be healthy. We drink an electrolyzed, reduced, detoxing water called Kangen water to expel toxicity so that the body can maintain its health easier. High toxic loads can impair the body's ability to maintain the pH balance in all the organs. And it is an imperative that your body stay at pH balance to be healthy, yeah? So this is what Kangen water is. This is how it works within the body, and this is how we stay healthy. We remind you that when the body is in a pH balanced state, it is best at its, how do you say, self-healing ability. Here we remind you that if you go to the stores, somewhere in the US, some other countries, and they give you an alkaline water, the alkaline water they're giving you is not an antioxidant water. They've got minerals they put in the water that make it alkaline, but not making it healthy. Only way you're going to get a healthy water is that is detoxing and antioxidant is by having an electrically processed water, as in our Kangen water machine. So remember that, very important. Do not drink alkaline water in the store. It is not of a benefit to you at all. They've got alkaline minerals and elements in it that are not beneficial. Look at the animals in the wild. Notice how they eat produce, protein, and whatever water they have access to, they drink. And notice how you don't see the same volume of chronic illnesses among the animal kingdoms in any country. Why is that? They fundamentally have the nutrition they need in the environments they live in, particularly if that environment is mineral rich, which is often the case. Animals have health problems, yes, but you don't see them with kidney failure, high blood pressure, cancers, diabetes, chronic, what do you call that, chronic pain issues. Why? The body is self-healing when it has the nutrition and hydration that it needs. We need to get back to the basics of what our body needs in terms of foods. As Dr. Singletary was mentioning, the kind of foods that are necessary, that are best for us, not things that have been manufactured, processed for the profits of those companies looking to entice us with foods that are not beneficial. If you get a scratch on your hand or on your skin, you put a Band-Aid on it to keep it clean so that as it heals itself evenly and easily. If there's a fracture or a break to a bone that's deep, well, we want to put a cast on our body to make sure it stays still so that as it heals itself quite evenly. But you might not realize that that same self-healing ability that occurs from the surface of the body, of the skin, right down to the depths of the bones, continues right down to the cellular level, allowing your body to stay healthy. So that as long as you have full nutrition, hydration, and detoxification, your body can do what it's designed to do and keep itself quite in order. So that's just a little summary. I guess that's a big summary of what our machines are, how they work, and how to use them properly. And when you drink them, and we can answer questions as well at this time. And we'll go over some of the ways you can contact us around the world with your questions on a weekly and daily basis. We have several websites and phone numbers for that purpose. We'll cover those again at the end of the call. Now, let's go ahead and see if we can take some of your questions. Dr. Singh, I'd like to bring you back for a moment, but I do see some people seem to have had some urgent questions that were popping up. Dr. Singh, are you there?
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
Awesome.
For that big summary. I really love the point, or the thing that stuck out to me today is, the body only has so much energy to go around. And if your energy is being shifted towards trying to handle toxic substances and, excess intake, etc., then there's not going to be a lot of energy left at the end of the day for the repair and restoration. And, you know, those little 36 minutes for each hot dog, or those little energy demands from eating toxic substances or drinking, you know, sodas, carbonated beverages, sugar sweetened beverages, are going to add up over the years. So
Sure,
that
sure.
was a really, I guess, penetrating point that you made there.
Yeah. Mhm. So I do see a couple of questions that popped up along the way. Like one person had some difficulty with their audio. So I'm going to just encourage them to check their audio connection, because it seems like I could be heard worldwide otherwise. And just give them that little note. At the same time, someone else asked a question. How do you clean the ORP meter? That's a very good question. I'm actually going to bring up an example of what this ORP meter looks like. So I hope that you all can hear me, as well as in Africa, where someone asked a question about audio. I would say check your audio connection, maybe raise your volume on your speaker with your phone, make sure that audio is coming through cleanly, because it does seem as though I can be heard worldwide at this time. So now we're going to go into our Q&A session. Anyone has a question, just go ahead and raise your hand. Let us know that you're out there. Let us know you have an interest in a question that you'd like us to answer. We can let you know about how much to drink of the water, how to drink the water, what level of pH is best for your body, different subject matters that we can go over, and I'm happy to go over in detail with you. So someone asked a question, how do you clean your ORP meter? Well, some people might like to know what your ORP meter actually is and what it looks like, yeah? And I'm gonna bring up a little clip of it so you can see for yourself and understand, you know, what is our ORP meter. So the ORP meter is, it's a measuring tool. How is it? Always wait the common order. All right. That has a little tip on the end of it. Hope I can just bring it up really quickly. I don't know if I can find it. Where's my meter? And oh, you know what I'll do? I'll just bring up a quick image. That would be easier, sure. So 1 second so I can answer those questions of our guests. So it's a meter. It has a number system on it. Here we go. And images. This is fine as an example. Okay, and I'll share my screen. That was my share screen button. I'm looking at myself in too many different places. Okay, here we go. So share screen. There we go. Too many things in too many places. And there we are. So this, as you might see in a moment, as it comes clear on our sharing screen, is an ORP meter, an oxidative reduction potential meter. It's an example of one of our meters. Here it has a screen that shows the number that is being indicated when the wand is placed in water. Here's a little wand that is on the tip of the device rather. And this is actually put into a liquid substance. You put that into the substance, and then it'll read the negative or the positive number of the liquid substance. If we do that inside of, let's say, water, a Kangen water, you'll see a very high negative number come up. If we do that same thing inside of a soda, a carbonated beverage, you'll see a very high positive number come up. The positive number will let you know that the substance is oxidizing, that it in fact cannot help you with detoxification. It may actually cause your body to host more toxins. The negative number lets you know that the liquid substance, as in the case of Kangen water, can actually expel toxicity. and thereby allow your body to have a greater ease in maintaining its internal pH. The body is self-regulating in its internal pH. It does not need you to eat an alkaline food or an acidic food to achieve that. It does, however, need you to avoid toxic foods and junk foods that create toxicity. But once the body is detoxed, it's better able at maintaining its internal pH, and at internal pH balance, the body is self-healing, at best at healing itself. So the gentleman or person there asked me about how to clean the ORP meter. And so the tip of the meter can kind of clog up a little bit with maybe calcium. When you're testing waters, it may have some calcification that occurs from whatever substance you are dipping it into. So you want to keep the tip of it clean so that it can give you a proper reading. You should take the strong acid water that comes from our machine and dip that tip into the strong acid water. It will clean the tip of it for you to get of whatever residue that might be on there off of it. And with that, you can get a true reading on your device when you use it to measure the ORP level of a liquid substance. And once again, here is the strong acid water button that's on the Kangen water machines. It's a lower button. Water will be dispensed from the lowest level tube on the unit. And that's what I have to say about that. But we are open to taking more questions. There's greater understanding one needs to have about the Kangen water machines. And one thing I will say is this, that when you drink Kangen water, it is best to always begin by drinking the 8.5 level of the water. Why is that? Because there are different strengths in the detoxification ability of the water. So if you were to start drinking your Kangen water at the 9.5 level when you first begin, or for those who have Kangen water machines and share them with other people, the 9.5 is a very strong detox. And for a person who's never seen a detoxification occur for their body, you could expel more toxins from their cells than the digestive system can handle and remove from the body. That can be overwhelming. For that reason, we always recommend that people always start by drinking the 8.5 pH level, because it indicates a smaller volume of antioxidant ions in the water at a time, and it is a milder detoxification for the body that it can handle better. So the average, my recommendation is that persons drink the 8.5 when they first begin in the orientation on the use of using Kangen water. 8.5 pH for the first 30 days on the water, and that's conservative, so that the toxic load they may be hosting is removed at a very easy rate, and the body has a very easy time in expelling its toxic load. After they go through that orientation period, I recommend they go up to the 9.0 level. That's a next higher level of detoxification, milder yet stronger, so that their body can push out more and you can get more of the energizing benefits that Kangen water has in the molecular hydrogen and the energizing molecular structures that your body converts to energy in the body, ATP, yeah? Energy molecules in the water, energy molecules in the body are produced when you absorb and convert molecular hydrogen and other types of molecules to energy. So you can get more energy, proper hydration, detoxification when you drink Kangen water. The 9.5 should be the last water that you try for your body. It's very empowering. It's very good for athletes in particular. Their bodies tend to be flowing very well. They have to drink a lot of water by nature of what they do. So the body tends to be a little less toxic, particularly if they're getting the best nutrition that we recommend as well. And then the 9.5 is excellent. Now, word of caution, when you're giving Kangen water to a person who might be overweight, if obesity happens to be an issue, keep them always at the 8.5 level. And why is that? because a person who's carrying extra weight has a higher toxic load within their fatty cells. The fatty cells are actually formed more so as an immune response to trap toxicity that the body is not eliminating. When you detox a person who has a higher toxic load in their fatty cells, it's going to be a higher volume than the colon is actually designed to handle in terms of the frame of the body. And so you want them to have an 8.5 pH, and they should stay there maybe the first 6 months on the water, maybe the first year, because it will be a more comfortable detoxification for them. And with that, they can get the best experience. You don't want to take them to the 9.0 or 9.5 levels per se, yeah? And so someone here has a question. Let's see another one. Maybe I was mistaken. And so those are some very important things to know when drinking Kangen water. So Kangen water, an antioxidant water, a detoxing water, not an alkaline water. This water does not alkalize you. The body is self-regulating in the pH of its organs. It will take care of itself. It just needs you to put in it the proper nutrition, hydration, and detoxification that it needs. Someone asked a question here, it seems on the list here, cleaning the tip with 2.5. Yes, the 2.5 pH is our strong acid water, and that is what you clean the tip of your ORP meter with. And there's that, yeah? So let me kind of unpin myself, my pin. Yeah, Dr. Singletary, you had some comments?
I think there was another hand being waved.
Okay.
Is that Manema?
Manema.
Are you waving your hand to ask a question?
Let's check. Manema, would you like to be unmuted to ask a question?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good.
In Nigeria. Good to see you.
Well, yeah. How is life there?
How is life over here, you say?
Yeah.
Well, of all the
how
things
are you
going in the
doing?
world, I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine, thank you. All the things that are going on in the world, we're glad to have a sunny day. So we take our blessings as they come. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
On your issue, the point you are raising about starting with 8.5 for like 6 months for someone who is having obesity.
Yes, sir.
Right. Is it not too lengthy?
Not necessarily. And actually, it's better that they stay at the lower levels of the Kangen water spectrum until their body weight begins to come down to maybe more normal sizes. And here's why. Just imagine this. So we start out, let's say everybody starts out with pretty much the same kind of body frame. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, we begin to gain weight. Extra fatty cells are added to the body. Yeah? And what begins to happen is you're adding almost extra body sizes to yourself. So you have one body size, but now you get heavier. Maybe you're two body sizes. Maybe you get heavier. Maybe you're three body sizes, right? Now you get introduced to a detoxification program, and what you're going to do at a 9.5 is you're going to detox all of those fatty cells, various organs, cellular systems, all at the same time. And you're going to deliver 3 times the body size of toxins to a colon designed for the original body frame. That can be very easily overwhelming, you see?
Yeah.
So you want to keep the toxic levels detoxing at a milder level. And that's why I make an indication of what 8.5 is, what 9.5 is, what 9.0 is as different detox levels that are strong, mild, mid-range, and strongest. So a person who's carrying extra weight, 8.5 for 6 months or a year is actually better. Sometimes even in people who are slender, that weight is not always an issue. Sometimes it's an issue of the toxic load that they're holding. And they might have a very large toxic load, though they're very slender. The 9.5 could push more of those toxins out of the body at a time than they can handle. right?
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
that could be overwhelming, where if the toxins can't leave through the regular elimination channels,
Right.
they'll only kick back up into the bloodstream, and they'll cause
Oh,
toxic problems around the body, as now they're free to go wherever, you see?
right.
So, and then you'll find that you'll get better results with some people at the 8.5 or 9.0 level, because
Yeah.
some people detox at a better rate that way. So one thing we had to expel as a concept was getting to the 9.5. You know, people were saying, come alive with 9.5. There's like a race to 9.5. I've got to get to that 9.5. No, we don't. You get detoxing levels at 8.5 and the 9.0. The most
Right.
important thing is that you're detoxing at a rate that is best for your body type, so you get
Right.
great results. Some people might go to 9.5 and
Right.
never get good health results.
Oh,
Why? Because they're detoxing at a rate that's too high for the body to regulate the removal of toxicity.
okay.
And because of that, their body never gets to have the opportunity for detox balance or detox elimination, and to allow the body to get back to pH balance. So one can say, oh, I drank 9.5 for a year, I didn't see any results. Come down to the 8.5. The 9.5 was too strong for your body type, you see?
Okay. Okay.
And that's why I'm
Thank you.
glad we have this call to go over these details. There's so much to know about how to use these machines properly.
Right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome very much.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Come again and ask more questions. Always happy to see you. My name. All right. So let's see now. Dr. Singletary, any words for comments? So
I think we've got the questions answered.
Mhm.
So and we're past the top of the hour, so I think we can circle the. We've been circling the airport. We can descend to the runway, and and
right.
get back to our Labor Day festivities for those of us in the U.S. and the weekend for those around the globe. So thank you for joining us today on Kangen Water Radio, the Kangen Water Health and Information International Call. And we would like to invite you to join us every Wednesday and Saturday, same Kangen time, same Kangen Zoom station.
Okay.
If you have questions or comments in the meantime, call or text. We've got 3 numbers here. Mr. Hope, would you like to run them down?
Sure. As a matter of fact, if you don't mind, I might also share a slide. I just want to bring the numbers just a little bit bigger so they can maybe write them down, see them pretty easily, if you don't mind. I'm going to do a quick override. Can I? Yeah, there we go. So as Dr. Singletary was showing, our phone numbers around the world and our websites around the world are also seen here. If you are in the United States, you can reach us, or anywhere in the world, at kangenwaternation.com. Our phone number in the United States is 866-526-4368. That's 866-526-4368 in the United States. Throughout the United Kingdom and Europe, even Africa, you can reach us on our international line out of the UK, out of the United Kingdom. The country code there is +44 800 0869793. That's +44 is the country code, 800 0869793. We encourage those who are throughout Africa and Europe, as well as in the UK, to use our UK line. In Dubai, you can reach us at our Dubai phone line. +971 is the country code in Dubai, 800 018 589. That's 800 018 589. Of course, if you are in Dubai, you will have to dial the 0. Yes, 0800 018 589 in Dubai. Yeah, and of course, other websites in throughout the United Kingdom. Kangenwaterlondon.co.uk is our website. In England, covering the entire United Kingdom, England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and of course our website in Dubai is kangenwaterdubai.com. So we look for you to contact us through any of these means. You can get ebooks and information from our websites. You can contact us directly by phone. We're happy to answer your questions, process an order for your own Kangen water machine order. We can have shipped directly to you in your country of origin, and we're very happy to help. Dr. Singletary.
Drink Kangen water. It's good
Oh,
for you.
did my computer freeze? My computer's frozen.
Well, we still hear you. So
Oh, good.
drink Kangen water. It's good for you. We'll see you on Wednesday. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Yes. Enjoy Kangen water. Enjoy the Kangen water worldwide. Here at Kangen Water Nation on Kangen Water Radio. See you again next time. Thank you all for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Mwah. God bless you all. Bye-bye.